Question number 14. So what statement about X-rays and ultraviolet rays is incorrect? Is correct. Is correct. Okay. X-rays travels faster in vacuum than ultraviolet rays. Wrong. The reason is because this ultraviolet rays and X-rays are all what kind of waves? Electromagnetic waves. And all these electromagnetic waves has a common property. What is it? They all travel with the same speed of light, which is 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second. So therefore, none of them travel faster, none of them travel slower. All of them travel the same way. X-rays has a higher frequency than the ultraviolet rays. Definitely X-rays have a higher frequency. Remember, the wavelength of X-rays is very, very small. Okay, the best way to understand this one is the wavelength of X-ray is around 1 angstroms. 1 angstrom. The wavelength of an ultraviolet ray waves is something like, it is just before violet. So this should be somewhere around 100 angstroms or 1000 angstroms or 4000 angstroms, around 3000 angstroms, around 3000 angstroms. So here, so definitely this is much larger than this. So B is the right answer. X-rays cannot be diffracted like unlike ultraviolet waves. No, you can diffract the X-rays also. We have seen this in one of the experiments. So this is also incorrect. Microwaves lie between X-rays and ultraviolet rays in the electromagnetic spectrum. To understand this, though we have answered this one here, to understand where does the microwave stand, what I do is I look at it something like this. First, I will write the visible rays. Okay, to understand the electromagnetic spectrum, first write the visible rays. And adjacent to this visible rays, now what is visible ray here? Visible ray starts from something like your wave gap. Okay, don't write wave gap directly over here. You write something like wave gap in the reverse direction. Okay, so this is your V, I, B, G, Y, O, and R. I write like this. Okay, in this direction. When I write like this, V is here, so ultraviolet should be here. R is here, so infrared should be next to friend. I write it like this over here. Okay, and once this has been done, so whenever you have this one here, infrared over here, then what you can have is at the end you can have a radio waves, and this end you can have your gamma rays. You can have your gamma rays. Okay, this you should remember over here. Okay, and then between ultraviolet and gamma you should have your X-rays, and between these two, between radio and IR, you can have your micro. The best way to understand this by a mnemonic is, they say that there's something like raging Martians invaded Venus using X-ray guns. Let me explain what is this. Radio for R. Okay, this is for radio. This is for radio. Martians, this is for microwave background. Then you have invaded, which is your IR radiation, right? Then Venus is nothing but your ultraviolet. Venus is nothing but visible. Using is your UV. X-ray is already here, and guns is your gamma ray. Okay, thus you will be able to remember this very clearly. You remember this one here, so you will be able to understand, okay, how to write which one. Okay.